Hello and welcome to the cottage. I'm Joey the Veiled Cottage Witch, and thank you for joining me. Have you ever had these candies? I remember my mom used to buy these, and whenever we had a sore throat or a cough, she would hand me these, and I thought they were candy. I thought it was a treat. Turns out that these were a magical cure for my sore throat. But I didn't think that they were medicine. I thought they were candy. Turns out they're both. Horehound is such a tasty herb that you can enjoy them as candy. You can enjoy them as an alcoholic liqueur. It turns out this plant is so medicinal that the liqueur survived prohibition. It's true. Stick around and you just might learn something new. All right, so Horehound or Marubium vulgare is a medicinal plant, but also a magical one that goes by several folk names, such as white horehound, common horehound, horehound, Hoar, and Harone, houndbean, marvel, marubio, concha, mastranzo, seed of Horus, my personal fave, bull's blood, and eye of the star. Now, the name is derived from horehound, derived from the Old English words har and hoon, meaning downy of a hoary plant or a hairy plant. And it's just talking about the way that the plant feels. So it's downy, hairy, you can see this appearance, while hoon is an Old English term for a class of herbs. So it's very soft and downy. And even as a dried herb, it's so very fluffy. You can see how fluffy it is, even in it weighs nothing, even in its jar as it's dried. So it's so important in Israeli and Arabic medicinal folk traditions. The Hebrew word for bitter juice is marub, which could be a possible origin of Horehound's botanical name. Now, some writers claim that it was one of the bitter herbs used during Passover. Who knows? What I do know is all about my sponsor, Yeti Scrubs. YetiScrubs.com is where you can go to get the best scrubs on the market, hands down. Not only that, but they do lotions, lip scrubs, bath bombs, laundry detergent with the best ingredients you can find, hands down. Go to YetiScrubs.com right now and at checkout, enter the code veiledwitch and you will get zero shipping, no money for shipping. And get yourself a treat, get your kids a treat, get something for yourself. So go to YetiScrubs.com right now. Now, back to the video. So the Egyptians and the Greeks used it to treat respiratory problems, while the Romans used horehound as an antidote to poisons. Now, Columella, a first century Roman agricultural writer, stated that horehound was useful in treating worms in farm animals. Who knew, right? Now, in the Middle Ages, horehound was thought to ward off evil spirits, and they were charms that contained horehounds that were worn for protection. Now, Hildegard van Bingen, an 11th century mystic and healer, said in her book, the horehound is warm and has enough juice, and it helps against various illnesses. And who is ill in the throat, boil horehound in water and strain boiled water through a cloth and add twice as much wine, twice as much, and let it boil again in a bowl with some fat. And I assume they're talking about animal fat here. And drink it often, and he will be cured in the throat. That means whatever problem is going on in the throat, this will cure it. And later, herbalists Gerard, Culpeper, and Grieve all recommend the use of horehound for respiratory ailments. So we've got experts in the fields way back when all agreeing on this. Now, indigenous tribes of North America use horehound as a medicine. It's such a beautiful plant, treating mainly respiratory issues, but also breast complaints, gynecological problems, and skin problems. So we're talking psoriasis, eczema, right? Who knew? They did. Yeah, it's amazing that the indigenous culture would just fuck around and find out, you know? And they learned so much from doing that. I love it. And we thank them so much for learning this for us. In early England, horehound was not only used for its medicinal properties, but it was also used to brew a horehound ale. Now, here comes the interesting part. At the end of the 19th century, rock and rye liqueur, a combination of rock candy dissolved in rye whiskey, yum, and a touch of horehound and citrus, managed to survive prohibition, yum, look at this drink, because it was marketed as a medicinal tonic. It was labeled as a cure for colds, congestions, and other illnesses. The liquor could be purchased in pharmacies in the United States and was initially taxed at a lower rate owing to its medicinal properties. I'll have a rock and rye and some aspirin, please. Love it. You could be cured and enjoy a drink. I love it. That's my favorite fact I learned about horehound. I really want to rock and rye. Next time I have a cold, I'm going to try it. I promise you, I'm going to try it. Now, in folklore, horehound carries a mystical edge. It's said that its hairy leaves and stems could ward off evil spirits, a belief that's likely contributed to its presence in protective amulets and charms. Tales of horehound's magical properties include its use in flying ointments for astral projection and invisibility. Now, let's talk about Apollo. In the ancient Greek era, they believed horehound to be a gift from Apollo, the god of healing and prophecy. Now, the Romans celebrated it as a cure-all herb, especially for snake bites and digestive woes. In medieval Europe, it was woven into folk traditions and seen as a protective charm against witchcraft and evil spirits. The Egyptians brewed it into syrups and teas for cold and fevers. And the Romans used it in both culinary dishes and antidotes for poisons. Nothing sketchy there, right? And in the Middle Ages, horehound teas were a household remedy for sore throats, which its leaves were applied as poultices for wounds. Magical. So many uses for it, like top to bottom. I love it. Now on to modern medicinal uses. Now, modern science validates horehound's traditional uses. Obviously, it has this key compound called marubian, which is coming from the Latin name. So this bitter lactone acts as an expectorant, aiding in mucus clearance. Yeah, love that. And soothing the respiratory system in general. So additionally, on top of all of that, it's rich in antioxidants like flavonoids and phenolic acids, which combat oxidative stress and inflammation. So it treats coughs, bronchitis, and asthma by thinning the mucus and reducing airway inflammation. It also acts as a digestive aid, stimulating bile production, promoting digestion, and alleviating bloating. Love it. Its anti-inflammatory properties helps reduce inflammation, supporting overall immune health. Gotta love that. And it protects cells from damage caused by free radicals. Don't you love it? So you can use it in so many different ways. You can buy the candy drops. You can use it as a tea for colds and flu. You could use it as a syrup for a natural cough suppressant. You can use it as a poultice for wounds to reduce swelling and promote healing. All of these ways. All right. I'm going to take a drink. All this talk about throat, I need to soothe mine. So, magical uses. So, the element is air, which is perfect because it's for the respiratory system and it's all about inflammation. I just love that. The gender is masculine. The planet is Mercury, and the day of the week it is most potent is Wednesday. I always try to film on the day the plant is most potent, and I'm filming on a Wednesday. Woohoo! I always try to do that. I don't know if you guys notice that I do that, but I try. All right. So here's some spells you guys could try. So drink an infusion of the herb, and it will clear your mind and promote quick thinking, as well as strengthening mental powers and sharpening psychic sight. Use the infusion to anoint your heart, your throat, your third eye, and inside both your wrists, the center of your palm, and the bottom of your feet to balance energy and open creative channels. So let's just say you have to write a report or an essay or a profile for your YouTube channel on a plant. You could do that to get that creativity flowing. You can brew Horehound with a handful of ash leaves to activate healing energy. Add the infusion to bath water and soak to fortify wellness. Horehound is also an excellent herb for anti-magic. What do I mean by that? To take the target off of you or take the target off of a loved one. If you feel like you've got the evil eye upon you or you're under the influence of a hex, it's a perfect herb to take that target off your back. Add a concoction of Horehound to bath water to break a hex. See, I was getting there. And use it as a hair rinse to get rid of a bad habit. That's an interesting combo. Who knew? Use the dried leaves in purification rituals or to banish unwanted energies. Strew them around the household to guard and ward. Add a Horehound infusion to your wash water when you need to amp up your protection power. Yeah. So you could brew it even and let that infusion cool and add it as a floor wash to, rid a space of negative energy. You could also cool it down and put it in a spray bottle to spray furniture, to spray windowsills, doorknobs, right? Exactly. I love that there's so many creative uses for these herbs. So take this as like inspirational ideas and run with it. If you come at me at the comments, can I use this to do this? I'm going to say, why not? Get creative. Take what I teach you, what I tell you, and run with it. Go further, expand, please. Let me know how you use it in the comments. If you take it 12 steps further, I would love to know. Please let me know in the comments. Now, my personal uses. It is in my cold and flu fighter, along with red clover, echinacea, lemon mint, feverfew, mullein leaf, comfrey, and thyme. This stuff's amazing. I've told this story before. I've taken this down to visit my kids, and they put my elderberry honey in it and my elderberry cough syrup in it, and they made this little potion. Fine in the morning. So, hey, however they used it, they were like, Mom, this is great. I was like, hey, I'm going to tell people to do that. It's also in my personal healing powder. Now, when I say my personal, if you guys want some, let me know. I will get it to you. I will make it for you. I love you guys. I'll make you anything you want. So my personal healing powder that I use for myself, for my family, for my loved ones, for my coven mates, has eucalyptus leaf, rosemary, cypress, apple, horehound rue, and vervain in it. And this is my personal supply. I will make you guys some. If you put that down in the comments, I will get to you. I will get it to you. And it's also in my road opener powder. I have these are my displays, but I have brand new containers that are super cute. So my road opener powder, I got a new formula for it, and I love it. It has lemongrass, horehound, basil, sage, rose petals, osha root, oregano, a pinch of licorice root, cypress, and dirt from my crossroads. Actual dirt. I love it. Why would you not put dirt in a road opener formula? Duh, right? All right. And yeah, that's how I use it. And if I was making a healing poppet, you better believe this is going in with the cotton, with the polyfill. Absolutely. 100% that's going in now in there, especially if it's an upper respiratory infection that I'm making a poppet for. Absolutely going to have Horehound in it. No doubt. So that was Horehound. Please let me know how you guys use Horehound in your magical and medicinal practice. I would love to know. Please visit my website. I'm going to have hyperlinks to my tea and my road opener powder. But like I said, I will send you guys my healing powder if you guys request it. If you do order my products, make sure that you enter that code at checkout to get free shipping. All caps veiled. Get that free shipping. Don't forget. Please give this video a like. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. Hit that bell to get my notifications. And if you'd like to financially support this channel, you can scan this QR code or buy me a coffee. All the details are down below. Other than that, live your best life and live for yourself. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.